Welcome back to the Group Chat Podcast hosted by Too Funny for Free. Boy, do we have an episode for you today, honey. But first things first, let's welcome Princess.
Hi.
Snap, snap, snap,
Welcome
snap,
to the
snap.
group
Welcome
chat.
to the group
Welcome,
chat.
welcome.
We have
Yeah.
added a member today. But let's go ahead and get things kicked off with our ick of the week, child. Tipping culture. Have we gone too far? Have we lost the plot?
I feel like we have indeed gone too far.
Yeah.
For sure.
First, I feel like we should start off with, like, honestly, outside of food, I didn't know that it was customary to tip people for, like, haircuts and hairdos and stuff like that. Like, I thought you pay for your service. And that's what it is.
Like
Maybe
a
that was
buyer.
just
Yeah.
my broke mentality, because at that point I was in college.
Yeah.
So I ain't have nothing spare to give anyway.
I just found out people was tipping for tattoos.
Wow, I didn't know that.
The tip was the fee.
Yeah.
Because this
And the
is
hefty one.
because my thing was, okay, like, I'm paying you directly, the artist, to do this service. Like, what am I tipping you for? Like, now I guess it would make sense if you're like, if I pay the establishment and then they pay you out, maybe it's a tip.
Right.
Like, you know, when you get your nails done, you pay the establishment, but then you can tip your nail tech or whatever.
Right.
Nigga, the nigga who did my tattoo is getting the money. We tipping?
Right.
That shit costs $150.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Tip included. I don't know. What-
Especially these hairstylists.
I
yeah,
didn't know y'all was tipping like that from hairstylists.
I'm not.
That's crazy.
I do, just because it's like, if I like the service and I appreciate, you know, you doing my hair, making me look cute or whatever, I'll tip. Like, I don't tip crazy, but like, you know, 5, 10.
I'll
Okay,
tip
that's
5.
reasonable.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You already
Or, like,
paying
for something
$300,
really
$400, $500, right? That's what y'all pay normally. I
It
don't know.
depends
Depending
on the
on the
service.
style.
It depends.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Because that's a bad.
And that's why I do my own hair, baby, because 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that shit is
But,
that shit a
okay.
lot.
one thing that got to me recently was I was talking to a young lady, and she was talking about her hair and tipping and all of that, and she was like, she knew a hairstylist that if people didn't tip, she didn't really let them rebook type shit. Like, she was like that. Like,
Sound
if
familiar.
people not tipping, she
Damn.
like, yeah, it's slim for you, buddy. I was like, I never knew it had got that fucking serious.
I'm
That
not
you're
really sure your light
expecting
bill.
a tip, like. But Princess, I want to know, because you were in the service industry
Yeah.
for a while. You know, you had lashes by Princess. You know what
Hello.
I'm saying? Well, she had a little grind in undergrad. You know, I respect the hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, what was your were you expecting a tip? Was it something that was just a nice to have? Were you preferential to the people that were big tippers? What's your outlook on that?
So, like me, I made my prices that was good for me, whether I got a tip or not. I never
Right.
expected a tip. I treated all my clients the same, whether they tip or not. Yes, a tip is appreciated, but I'm not going to treat a client any different way because you do tip or you don't tip. Yes, I
Right.
appreciate it because, yes, like,
You work hard.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
appreciative. But when I did get nice tips and big tips, it was just like, oh, thank you so much. Like, but even my people that pay me the exact what I charge, you're still supporting my business. You're still paying my bills. I appreciate you.
Right,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
That kind of pissed me off because you basically
That's
telling
real.
me to cut my hair. You already getting your money plus some.
Yeah.
You already added your
Right.
tip on top of that
Absolutely.
price.
Come on,
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So if I'm already adding another dub on top of that, it's like I'm really paying you more
That's your
than
gas
this
for
shit.
the week.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That kind of pissed me off. I don't like that.
But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you can, like, what makes you be like, okay, yeah, I can leave a little extra few dollars. It's just because, like, you think about all the expenses that they have. Like, some people that are paying, like, booth rent or, like,
Right,
paying
right,
their
right.
rent, which you should include your prices. But, like, some people, like, some barbers, they probably do, like, they probably make their money off commission. So, like, they
Okay.
probably have to pay the owner a piece of every. Sometimes it's like that. So, that's a good time to tip.
Okay.
But you know what? We really lost our minds.
Well,
When we at somewhere where we go and order something for to go, and they flip that motherfucker around.
Swivel.
can you just answer the
And
question?
one thing about me,
Questions on
I
the
have
screen.
no.
No tip.
When they see my finger doing all this, they know you ain't getting
Man,
shit.
and they will look you dead in your soul. Can you just answer the question on the screen?
Yeah, no
And I'm
tip.
looking back.
Why they be
No.
hovering over you too?
Man,
They be like,
you know what? They just did this for the first time to me at Starbucks. I'm
I
at
don't like that
Starbucks.
they do that.
Your
They tip at
coffee
Starbucks?
and your products are already overpriced.
I
hello, and
Why
somebody
are you
dropped the
asking me
recipe
for a
book.
tip? Y'all know y'all shit overpriced.
Yeah.
We know y'all shit overpriced.
Hello?
But
And
we
they
addicted,
really tripping
so-
because it used to say 10, 15, 20. Now that bitch started 25. The
Right.
fuck?
It started.
And
That's
don't piss me off too much, bitch. I press custom.
That's how you go to zero.
Hello?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Custom.
They kind of wore me down. So what I do now is I just give everybody $1 tip. I just do $1.
Tommy.
I just do $1.
Nigga, $1 is more
$1.
disrespectful than no
That's-
tip.
I know, but hell, it add up. If everybody gave $1, they'd have a whole lot of money at the end of the shift. Is all I'm saying.
And better than that.
So right, and I was like, shit. I do feel a little bad because I'm like, hell, I want a little tip if I was working here.
$0.
But I was like, I'm not gonna inconvenience myself. I ain't giving
Yeah.
y'all 20% like you a waiter or a waitress.
Yeah,
So,
no,
one
I'm-
little dollar.
I'm
little
putting
pocket
no
change.
tip every time because what the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
goose
You
tip.
didn't do shit. You ain't do shit but press
took
2
that
buttons.
person.
Yeah.
That shit really pissed me off because one
Yeah.
thing about it, baby, we're in a recession. Okay, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, this coffee is not that damn good and all you did was press the buttons. Boo.
Yeah,
The
like
fuck?
if you just pressing buttons, that shit is crazy to expect the tip.
And I feel like when I feel
Swivel
nice
that
enough to give a
back.
tip, that's just off me being nice, not because
Yeah.
you made me flip a screen and try to pressure me into giving you a tip.
It is
Bitch,
pressure.
make me give you a tip. The fuck, like, and then when we get into the restaurant, you know, and the waiters and waitresses, they ain't been waitresses and waitresses enough for me.
because of
They
that
got that
automatic
automatic.
gratuity.
Yeah.
The
But-
fuck is going on?
One thing I will say, I feel like at least when it comes down to dining in establishments, I feel like us as a black culture, we have to do better with that because I have a cousin that's been a waiter. I have a cousin that's been a waitress for a few years. That's pretty much her main career. And she started off as a hostess, and she was like, cause just being honest, even the black waiters and waitresses, if I put black people in their section, they like, why the fuck did you do that? And she's like, well, it was nowhere else for them to go because the going rate is that black people really don't tip. It's a lot of times where black people will order and they don't tip, and it's like, I get it, but when you have waiters and waitresses that's getting paid hourly $2-3,
Yeah.
you know they can't sustain off that. And it's customary to tip. How my mama told me, look, if you go somewhere and you ain't got that extra 20%, 25% for tax and gratuity, just
Yeah.
don't go.
Don't go.
And
Yeah.
that's always was my motto. I'm like, even if I was, penny pinching, I'm looking at the menu beforehand, I'm adding that shit up. 7% tax, 20%
Yeah.
gratuity. All right, I can make it slide with that.
Yeah.
And that's just been my thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that, like, it's a going thing. Like, people don't want black people in their sections and shit at restaurants because
Listen,
they feel like
I
we
thought
don't
it was
tip.
young folk.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not surprised at that because growing up, my mama did not tip. We used to be like, girl, that is so good. Like, my dad would tip, but my mom would be like, she. Yeah, we be.
good
My mom be like this. I be like, Mama, you ain't tip. I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
My mama did not give a fuck about that shit.
Damn.
She did not, and it's just like that's just how she's like, for what? I'm like, no, I just paid the bill. I'm like, girl, that is tacky.
Yeah.
But my dad would tip, and I think we bullied her enough, so now she'll start tipping and stuff. But yeah, for a while, my mama was not tipping. Hell no.
My family don't play that. They tipping. If the service trash, maybe you ain't get no
Yeah,
tip.
Right,
but-
that's what my
and
family
that's
is
one
big
thing
on.
about
The
it.
service is
Yeah.
That's my family big on that
Absolutely.
shit. Your service is trash,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
is
it
your
will
tip.
reflect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's how
Yeah.
it should be, though.
Yeah.
Because
For
I feel
sure.
like a lot of these establishments now with this automatic gratuity, these servers treat
They
you
acting
like
a
shit.
ass.
Yeah,
They
Like,
know they
they
getting
treat
their
you
money.
like you owe them something.
Yeah.
They
And
know
I'm
they
like,
getting their
what
money.
you-
And that's why I'm saying I don't like now because they are like adding that shit in automatically.
Yeah.
These bitches is me. I'm like, excuse, can I get? Okay. Oh, manager.
Yeah.
Like the bitches is being bitches.
Yeah.
They're being very mean, and I'm like, ooh, what's tea? Like, what's the attitude
Man, bring me
about?
the hookah code, please.
Like it's
already
really
included.
crazy. Yeah, they're getting real feisty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not messing with them at all.
I think that's an Atlanta thing too, like the big city type thing.
Yeah.
The service just not that damn good. The
It's
food
not.
don't be
Used to
busting
it.
like
Yes,
it
I
need
just was
to.
talking about that.
The
Yeah.
food not good. The service not good.
Grass wall.
Yeah, this
Put
the
that
grass
money into the
wall,
recipes.
Neon. What the fuck,
Yes.
bro?
And let me just say this while we on Atlanta food. Leave the lamb chops alone.
You don't like lamb chops?
They
Them
good,
lambs
but
chop
let
the
me.
fuck up.
Them
that-
shit's
Ain't
good
no
as hell,
lamb.
boy.
They
Not
can't.
a
They
lamb.
not making them
Within
good.
25
Them lambs
miles
be
of
rough
Atlanta.
as hell. I be nyang. Them thick ass
Them
lamb
$40.
chops.
Oh,
You know what I'm
$40.
saying? Them
Couple
bitches do
lamb
not be well. They be well overdone. Like stop cooking them
overcooked,
bitches.
crazy.
Take that shit off the stove. They're done.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy because lamb chops really didn't become a thing till like quarantine time.
Literally.
And then
Yeah.
after quarantine, everybody wanted lamb chops.
I'm like,
But
what's
brunch went
I
up too,
never
though.
been
I
Yeah.
think brunch, boom. Like,
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with saying Atlanta is the brunch capital of the United States.
DC gonna fight you on that day. Apparently
been to
DC.
DC, yeah.
DC
Hey,
said
DC do
And
got some lit
Houston,
brunch.
they
I ain't
got-
gonna
it's
lie.
like it's like we
We
beat
went-
DC has
I
great
went
brunch.
I've been the drunkest I've ever been at a DC brunch.
Mm.
They gave us bottomless mimosas in a wine glass. And we were
That's
fucked
crazy.
up.
We barely made
We
it
went
out.
to Howard Homecoming. That was 2019.
I know that shit was lit.
A group of us
Yeah.
went. nigga,
It looked
the
fun.
shit was lit, but we were litter. like unproductively lit. Like
Dog.
walking in circles lit.
And
Like
Thomas was leading the way.
I was leading the way,
We was
and
just-
we was just too lit. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And the next day, I'm like, these niggas gave us bottomless mimosas in wine glasses. They
where
didn't
we started.
execute portion control. That's not how you
And now
supposed
that
to do
place is
that.
closed down,
The
unfortunately.
place is-
That's
they
That's
should
how,
be
shit like
but,
that.
They should be
but that's
closed.
how it be though.
They
A
should
lot
be
of these
closed, though.
restaurants, especially in Atlanta, they are in and out. That's why we keep seeing new ones pop up because them
Yeah.
other bitches,
Yeah.
they been around for 2-3 years. The lifespan of a restaurant is short.
It's real
And it's
short.
hard because people steal a lot. Like, and people, that's why a lot of
What
people
they
do.
stealing in the restaurant?
People, like, say you paying with cash, they'll comp out somebody's shit, different things. That's why you're getting a lot of these cashless restaurants because there's a way to track and log every single transaction.
That makes sense.
And two, you also in the back end, what people don't realize, you have people that work in the back that will steal your fucking food. People that stealing crab legs
Baby,
and
that be
lamb
me.
chops and
Let me
all
work
of
in the
that
back with
shit.
a crab
They
leg. Put me
taking
a
your
leg to
food
the
out the
side.
back door,
I can see
and they
that.
reselling it or they recooking it.
The
Hell, 4th of
bottles?
July is sponsored by
Yeah.
Uncle Daryl's job.
I'm not mad at it. Get it how you
Hey.
live. I'm not mad at
You're
it
like,
at all.
damn, Daryl, how you got lamb chops and snow crabs?
Yeah, bring boosters back.
Hey.
I
But,
said it.
Yeah, that's one. Those are some of the biggest contributors to a lot of restaurant failures because it's hard to keep track of that money, and you really have to be in the restaurant
Yeah.
supervising to make sure that you're not getting
And the food
robbed
don't be
blind.
that good, I feel.
It don't be that good.
But well,
Well,
we have another reason why we had my good sis Princess here.
Hello.
That's it.
So, Miss Princess,
Hey,
you were a 4X shorty.
I was.
You was a 4X shorty. So we definitely wanted to kind of ask some questions because I feel like it was like forbidden to ask questions for a while. It was kind of like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden,
Y'all disappeared.
it all disappeared.
it all
Where the
disappeared.
hell did the 4X girls go? So we wanted to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind, to just open up about your experience about 4X.
Okay.
First question being, what is 4X? Like, the $1 million question. What is 4X?
So, Forex is foreign exchange, and so basically the platform that people were rooting to get people started with was a platform that taught people how to exchange and trade in that market. And you can trade in the market in many different ways, and that's basically what it was. So where you can profit off trading different currencies.
And so you're basically bidding on a currency going up, like you're saying, like the yen will go up by 3 pennies or some shit like that, or the dollar will go down. Is that how what Forex trading is?
Yeah, like you're basically doing that with currency pairs, and you can also do it with crypto pairs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
So like stocks, but just currency.
Yeah.
Like how you buy stocks and stuff like that, bidding on it to go up or
Yeah,
bidding on
and
it
you're
to go
using
down.
and you're using different data and trends to make those decisions. And
Okay.
then you can get a profit, and you have to put money into it to be able to trade it and invest it, and then you can withdraw it and make profit like that on different platforms and brokers and stuff.
Okay.
So that's like the gist of what it was.
So who got you into Forex? What was
Great
that?
question.
Who was that person that gave you that motivational
Yeah,
speech?
who hit
and
them
you were like,
DMs?
Yeah.
I'm about to join.
Who hit them DMs?
So I'm gonna try to make a long story short.
Okay.
So we all came from Georgia State. So at the time, this was like 2019. My boyfriend, he went to a meeting. It was like at 112. That's one of the dorms or one of the Atlanta
Student
apartments
apartments.
because it was
Oh,
really big.
Jesus.
It was really big in college, and it was really big in Atlanta at that time. Like it
Yeah.
was really big. This was like 2019. But my boyfriend goes to a meeting at 112 that his friend invited him to. And it was like just young people there, entrepreneurs. They have brought like their big mentors up and like big chairmen in the company, which I'll get into that. And they were like, explaining what it is, how they can make money, and talking about entrepreneurship, and basically explaining like how it's like the profit in this is endless versus like a job is like capped. So it was just like a really big thing for him. So he came and like he was amped up because like he actually got to speak to like the mentors and stuff, which actually down the road became like our friends and stuff like that. But so he was amped up about it. He got started and he was telling me, and I was like, that shit is a scam. I was like, I don't think you should do this. I'm like, are they making money? Like, did they show you the money? I'm like, I'm not doing this.
I need deposit slips.
Yeah, so this was like April 2019, like sophomore year of college, like the year about to end. So he did it for like over the summer, and I was just watching. I'm like, he was going to the meetings, he's doing all this, and I'm just like, I don't like this. So, but one time he finally dragged me to a meeting. I think me and my sister, and like he actually like made a withdrawal, and I was like, well, I was like, hold on, I'm like, okay, I'm not turning down no money. So I'm like, if this is working and like we're making money, and then he actually like introduced me to like his mentors, and like he had like all these friends that was like they built like a big team. I was like, okay, like this is lit. I can do this. Like I actually was able to sit down and like see it. And I went to a meeting and I saw the people that was like being profitable, and it was just like a very good, friendly environment. So we got started, and that was like summer 2019. And like me and my sister did it, and we got a lot of people started. So basically, how it works is, it was a network marketing company, and you signed people up, and what they're paying for is a platform that teaches them how to trade. So that's how people are wanting to spend money on it, because they're like, okay, this is going to teach me how I can make money trading. And then there's also a second income piece, which the piece that like was driving everybody crazy and calling people like Forex niggas and stuff like that. It's like you can bring people on and become like high ranks in the company, and they pay you like a monthly income. So we did it like all the way up for a few months, and I was still in nursing school at the time. And then like towards like the fall, it kind of like died down a little bit, so we kind of stopped. And then like back in 2020, we got started back doing it, and that's when like we really just kept doing it. And then
because of the pandemic, right? Everybody was nervous.
It had got like really big, and like it was like people was making money, like so I was like, yeah, let's get it back, and we did it even bigger that time. So that's how we got into it, but it kind of like we slowed down with it because it just like it comes in waves. It's You, especially when you have like students doing it and they get back in school, or like people get discouraged with people, they sign up but then they don't continue to pay, or like some people lose money, because you can lose money with any type of investing. So it comes in waves. So it was just like it was a lot, and then I just wanted to finish school off. And
so do you feel like you learned how to trade really? Do you feel like they actually were teaching you how to trade?
Yeah, I did.
There was a lot said in that.
So it was like you had a whole so you had videos and stuff that you had access to. You had live classes where people were teaching you how to trade, and then like the group that you got started with, they had their own traders in it. Like so, my boyfriend traded, his mentors traded. So you definitely had the ability to learn how to trade, and I won't take that away, because people did learn how to trade, and I don't regret it. And I did learn how to trade at the time. But it's a lot that goes into it. Like you have to have discipline to not lose your money, and like people aren't professional traders, so if you're trying to go in and just make a quick money, you can lose money if you're not really disciplined. So that's like you can't really teach somebody discipline. You can teach them like the skill, but that's why a lot of people was also losing money, just because like you know the foundation of how to trade, but if you're not using proper risk management, you can easily lose your money. And a lot of people were coming in with like a mentality of trying to make quick profit, and you're gonna quickly lose money. But now, like, I can still look at the charts, but because I haven't really done it in like a few years, I wouldn't like trade, because I would have to like, I would learn it again, but like now I kind of like forgot it. But I still know friends and stuff that trade and stuff like that, and my boyfriend still trades. But I see like
I think you said a very important part in that explanation was that network marketing piece, because I feel like it was promoted as just Forex and trading, but the big part of that was the network marketing, recruitment, getting people on, because that shit was not cheap. That shit was like $180 a month for some college students. I'm like, that is a lot of fucking money. And I think a lot of people just had the wrong idea on the outside looking in of like, okay, this is all about trading, but it's like, no, most of the bread for real people making is from the network marketing piece, is getting people under them and kind of going up from there. So I want to ask, out of like say 10 people, how many people were really trading, you would say?
Everybody was trading.
Okay.
Everybody was trading. It's just about who was a profitable trader.
Right.
Everybody was trading. We're all like, it was like a family, and so people would be like, oh, like it's the code, but it was just like a really big network of like family. And I see how people like, how on the outside looking in, it can like, oh, it's the code and stuff like that. But it's like when you're being exposed to like high levels, you're being exposed to people that like look like you, around your same age or a little bit older. They've done it, they're successful, and they're pouring into you. Some people never had that type of financial literacy education, Some people didn't know anything about investing. Some people didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. So I do feel like I don't regret it, and I do feel like it was a great experience. But to answer your question, so everybody was trading. We was hopping on the live calls together. But it's just about who was actually being profitable. Like I said, it's very easy to like lose money if you're just trading on your own. Or like, say we hop on a call 10 a.m. Everybody makes money. Cool, you make money. But then at 12 p.m. by yourself, you decide to go on and continue to trade.
So out of 10, how many people were profitable traders?
I mean, I can't.
If you had to just throw a ballpark, if you just out of 10, this is nothing. You on trial or nothing.
Yeah, because it's like I can't say because I had my own like team that I was in, and there was also like different other teams. So like out of my team, like I was in a big group. My top mentors, he had like over thousands of people in his group. But like, so there was a lot of people that were profitable. But like if you want to talk about like young people who were just like doing it, it was a lot of people that wasn't profitable too. So it was like I can't give you a numbers game because I can't say more people was profitable than others. I can say that the people that was actually like learning the skill, being disciplined, they were making money. But you had the people that was like getting started, paying their money, and just not really focused, or like you're in school and you also work, but you're trying to do this on the side. They were probably not profitable.
So what would you say would be, or was your highest withdrawal? Like what was your biggest profit?
Are you comfortable sharing?
I would say my biggest withdrawal is like $200.
Okay.
I think that's straight.
But
smooth.
it's also the amount of time.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I probably had a couple $200 withdrawals, but I was like a P1000. That was the highest rank I achieved. But I still felt comfortable, and I still wanted to bring other people on because there was people that I was getting started in my team that were making more money than me because they were having the discipline and they were actually like I was in nursing school. I was more of on the entrepreneurship business side, but I know I could get some people started, and I connect them with this call, and they got the time to get on, and they can make money. Yeah. So I was cool, like I wasn't like doing it to scam or anything like that. Like I legit was like I only wanted to get people started if I knew they could benefit. Now what you do when you get started, like I'm gonna help you, but if you do something like outside of what I recommend, then okay, yeah, you might lose some money. But yeah, like I was people that was on my team was making more withdrawals than me. So it was like what I liked about it is you could tailor to it. Like I learned about like marketing and business, so I was good with the entrepreneurship side, and like my boyfriend and other people were like good with like helping people make money and trade.
Going back to the network marketing piece, I know that like you said, Thomas, that's a bigger piece that we don't really see. Right. You see behind Forex in the front, but people are doing Forex around the world, literally foreign exchange. Were there any red flags on the network marketing side?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Because you said your boyfriend brought it up to you initially, and you were like, man, fuck no.
Yes.
Then you change your mind, so.
I don't even know where to start because it's just like not in a bad way, but like I thoroughly enjoyed my time doing it. Like, but I don't want to talk too much. But red flags at the time, no, because like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I'm seeing people, make the money, and these are my mentors. They're pouring into me. They're showing us how we can, get people started and also help them get successful. Like my top mentors were even like outside of the platform that people was paying for, they were putting together their own educational piece. So it wasn't like people was trying to scam. So like when I was in it, no, it's like we have a team that we're helping people trade, make money. We're actually like pouring into people, so no red flags. But on the outside looking in, or like now that I stepped away from it, I wouldn't call it red flag. I would just say it's kind of laughable. Like some of the stuff is just like. Okay,
I'm glad you could admit that.
Yeah, like some of the stuff is just laughable. Like when we would go to our meetings and like we're doing like our like we would go to big conferences and we're like yelling like I am a chairman, like stuff like that. Now it's laughable. But like if you go there and you're actually in it and you feel the energy, you're like this is like we lit. But like just stuff like that is laughable. But I can't speak for my team. Now other teams they may have had some people that was like had them doing the extreme. I was in a good team, so I don't have any red flags. The reason why I say when my boyfriend got started, and I was like, no, I'm not. This is stupid. Is just because like it was college students, so like it was at 112. Y'all know 112. I'm like, this shit is ghetto. The girls it was like some girls that brought him in there. It was like kind of unprofessional, but then they had like their top mentors and stuff. And I was like, I just want to see the people that's making the money.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I would say just really quickly my red flag with it, because I did go to a meeting. I had a close friend that he got into Forex and he was like, Thomas, come to this meeting, and I was blowing him off. And then one day I was like, okay, I had finished studying at the library. I'm like, let me go, and the shit was at 112.
Shout out 112.
Shout out to 112. If you know, you fucking know.
Shout out 112.
If you from Atlanta, lived in Atlanta, you know
Shout
exactly
out.
where 112
Yeah.
is, or went to Georgia State. And I caught like the tail end of a meeting. And they were like, okay, you missed most of this meeting, come to the next meeting. And it was at like some condo at Atlantic Station. And so, but when I went to the meeting, I kind of saw that. I'm like, it seemed a bit performative to me. And I saw like the same role with different people. And I'm like, I'm like, these niggas in suits. And then these niggas are saying this and that, and then this person say this. I'm like, something ain't right. I wasn't completely thrown off, but I was like, I don't know for sure. And then at the end, the dude came up to me. He was like, hey, we could get you started at XYZ. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to think about it. I'll get back with you. Yeah. And before I knew it, this nigga had put all my information in that I was telling. It was like, would you email XYZ? And he was like, yeah, just go ahead and sign up. Just put your payment information. I was like, no, I told you I'm going to look it over. I'm going to hit you up later. Right. And then I got back home. The nigga texted me. Like, bro, you still going to sign up?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Then the nigga, the next day, the nigga was like, you gonna sign up? And then I realized, I'm like, some of the niggas on here, you was just selling me Twerk 3000 tickets for the party. You was a party promoter last semester
and
for the Twerk 3000.
Yeah.
And now you selling me financial literacy. And I was just like, I don't know.
I have a
I'm
similar
not sure.
experience because I went to one of the meetings as well. You know, one thing about college, you go to some meetings. You get got by a couple
Free
network.
food.
They tried to come to PSA meetings.
Yeah, they did come. But actually, the meeting I went to was virtual. So I was like, obviously I'm broke. So I'm like, let me just, quick money. So I get on the call. It's a little, little Zoom call. I'm just like, okay, off rip, red flag. First of all, I watch a lot of documentaries on cults.
Oh.
No shade, no tea, no shade, no tea. But my third eye was open. So I was like, what the fuck? So first things first, we get on there, and they're kind of just waiting for people to come on. So then there's this, like, the top dog, head digger in charge. Chairman. He starts, the chairman. Big chairman. He started talking, it was like the way he was talking was so grandiose, like, you can really do this. And I'm like, I thought, because the call was presented to us as a beginner's learning experience on how to trade. A beginner's, a few beginner tips, freebie tips on how to trade. Nary a freebie was in sight. He's just talking, and he's like also talking about himself and how good of a person he is. Red flag. Because why are you talking about yourself like that? Yeah. And then somebody had asked a question, and that's when I was like, okay. So somebody basically asked, so will you actually be teaching us how to trade on this call? This nigga went off and was just like, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm trying to motivate you. I'm trying to get you to understand what's really here. Like, this is why I don't like black people, because white people don't really be trying to be trying. And I said, black nigger, like, what? Because he was really, he tried to make it into the black people are not disciplined in business, and that's why we're behind. That's why we're behind. So I was just like, oh my God, it got so serious. And it never was about trading. It was always about the motivation and and it's like speaking so grand. So it just kind of, that part threw me off. The other part of it that that was always a red flag to me, that just never made sense. And maybe you can answer this question for me. What them flyers mean? Was you ever on the flyer, princess?
Yeah.
You was on the flyer?
Yeah.
Explain the flyer for the people
Please
who don't
explain
know.
the flyers.
What you talking about, the ranks, like the people?
Yeah, when it's like when they were like, bitch, I'm 38,500, and they be like, oh my gosh, congratulations, chairman, PP. I'm like, what's happening?
That's good stuff right there. So it's ranked. So like with the network marketing aspect, it's ranked. So like the lowest is was like a P150. That means you have 3 people, and then like the biggest was like a chairman, like 500,000, and that's when you have like, I don't know, like 100,000 people. So it was like everybody.
So the people that you signed up,
in that rank, or like, and then the people that they signed up, and they signed up,
right?
And you had 3 legs. So like the highest rank I said was like a P1000, but like like P5000 you got like 225 people, P2000 you got 75 people in your business.
And so that means those are the amount of people that are paying for your services to learn how to trade.
Yeah, not in my services, but the company services.
Right.
But
So,
yeah.
go ahead.
Does that give pyramid scheme?
And that was my follow-up.
Would you say it was a pyramid scheme?
No, because pyramid scheme, and I gotta maybe look up the actual definition, but a pyramid scheme is like there's no way for the people that pay to even get to that level, or like it's like a hole. But network marketing, yeah, it's hard, and there's a lot of people that's not going to make it to the top just because it's a hard, but it is doable. If people are, you can make a business out of it. I made a business out of it, and people did make a business out of it. So it wasn't a pyramid scheme, but people called it a pyramid scheme just because it's like, oh, like you getting people started, and then they got these chairmen, the people that getting started making no money, but you have the opportunity to make money, and you're paying for a service. Like you get it what you're paying for. And you have the opportunity to build the business if you want. So it was
that
a pyramid
money
scheme.
went to the company, not to
And it went to the company, and then the company paid you a commission.
for bringing those people on.
Yeah, so like a
Okay.
P1000 is like $1,000 a month in commissions, and then a P5000, $5,000 a month, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was just. I think one time I went in that meeting. They said it's not a pyramid scheme, but they wrote on the board how everything worked.
And it looked like
And
a
I was like,
pyramid.
that shit is in the shape of a fucking pyramid. Am I blind or am I stupid? I was just like, but I see what you're saying, because you're saying that you also get a program that teaches you how to trade, but
And you
it's
have
just
the
a matter of just putting in the work to do
learn.
it.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
okay.
And I do want to touch on what, like, with this, it was like a lot of black people got started, and I just don't like how it's like anytime black people want to get into something, I feel like other black people automatically want to call it a scam.
Right.
And I feel like with other cultures, you don't see that often. Like white, I can speak for white people, for example. A lot of them, you know, they've been investing. Their parents were investors.
Yeah.
So I like this because it was an opportunity. Like, you know, black people are trying to get ahead.
Right.
And I didn't like how other people were trying to down, you know, other black people for trying to get ahead. And, you know, maybe it was like, if you're not interested, you're not interested. But don't call people scammers. Now, granted, there were people, like I said, it was different teams. I was in a really good team. Like, I feel like my chairman or whatever genuinely cared. Like, they would, you know, do stuff that showed that. But it was just like, black people, this exposed people to entrepreneurship. It exposed people to investing. Like a lot of the people that I got started with, even they're not even the people that I signed up. Some of them still trade on their own.
Right.
Some of them started their own type of business. They invest in other things.
Yeah.
So it's a financial literacy piece, and I didn't really have financial literacy education. So this really helped me get that. Now I do invest. Now I am, you know, smart with my money. I know about different things.